Bhotani kwakhona ma grade 12s. Sibuyile singifuna nathi project madoda. Today sizakwenza i-functions nani. Siyabulela kakhulu ngempaliswana yenu. Siyakholwa uba nisaqhuba nalo mcimbi wezi videos. Siluncedo kakhulu and siyathemba nawe uzakunceda. Lo msebenzi sawenza apha please ukhangela indlela esiwenza ngayo, will simplify it njengendlela right ukwazi uunderstand. I-functions zakho kwi-exam testwa into two forms. They give you equation, they ask you to sketch the graph. They don't ask many questions. So you have to know uba kawunikwa equation nokubuza ntoni. Second part, they give you a graph and everything. Can give you points, then bakubuze ngokufumana graph. So lento soqala ngayo, first part yale video sketching sakho says graphs A3. We are doing parabola, exponential and hyperbola. Masingawesti ixesha madoda. Masiye straight pa. I-parabola ibizwa i-quadratic function. Ngamagama ayo le. Kuthiwa i-quadratic mayibizwa. I think ukhalene nalethwa xa ibizwa quadratic number pattern. Le equation, le pattern, ine-equation engu-y equals x squared plus bx plus c. So in this case, i-gradient yakho ngu-a. A wakho i-gradient. This gradient represents the shape. So nge-shape le gradient. Ayo ya point. Usi wakho azibuzwa yinika equation y-intercept. It's where the graph cut y-axis. Okay. So apho unikwe igraph yakho. Unikwe kuthiwa sketch. Funeka siyazi mos already if a wakho positive, that means igraph yakho iyancuma. If a wakho negative, igraph yakho iqombile. These things the shape yakho eziya. So into endifuna siyijonge apha kakhulu kwezi graphs zontathu si-sketching. How do we sketch these graphs? Yeah, surely basic principle le. I think also your teachers have covered some small parts up. With sketching, in this case with parabola, so need only x and y intercepts. And then so need the turning point, which is TP. So apa sine equation is important. If we need standard equation njengezi besinazo, une equation ethi x is equal to minus b over 2a. This is for x value a turning point. So x value turning point is 9. Then tell the x value and substitute the original. That is only what we need with parabola. So we can take an example up. We are given two functions, e.g. go to upper f of x ulingana no 2x squared minus x minus 3. Of course, ayizohamba yodwa kaloku madoda. Masihambise ne straight line. Straight line sona safika sibeke 2x plus 3. I just took j an equation. So what happens up, we know we need x and y intercept turning point with sketching. So y intercept yako up is izolingana no minus 3. So we have minus 3 up because x weight y intercept goes 0. So as a point we have 0 is to minus 3. Coming to the x intercept, the x intercept y wakho goes 0 khona is the same as solve for x, because in place of y, which is f of x, you put 0 now, then you have to solve for x. So apa according ngako uzoyenza, then you factorize so you have O3 up plus 1, then your x becomes 3 over 2, or x wakho alingane na minus 1. So now the x values, the x intercept. So next 0 up, so this is 3 over 2 is to 0 your y, then benaban beno minus 1 is to 0. Coming to the case of turning point, okay, let me remove this graph for now. Coming to the case with turning point, which is TPs. Turning point is sebenzisa le equation minus b over 2a. So the equation now, this is your a, coefficient of x squared is your a, coefficient of x is b, coefficient of 0 is c. So in this equation, we'll have our b is negative. So we have this minus of the equation. Then b wako is negative 1 divided by 2 into 2. So if you punch your calculator pa, you'll have 1 over 4. Then you have to take this value where you find the equation. So f of 1 over 4, which is 2 into 1 over 4 squared minus 1 over 4 minus 3. So the calculator yako pa bomba ufumana bana. So you'll have a value here. Let me take my calculator bit to look. Hey. Oh, this is mine. Calculator matata for man iyole. So 2 into 1 over 4 substitute ango squared minus 1 over 4 minus 3 from 1 y work, which is minus 25 over 8. So turning point yako izolingana izolingana 1 over 4, which is your x, minus 25 over 8. So that is your value. Then a straight line, which is g of x. So now this is a fixed straight line. So g of x is nikiwe pa. So fixed straight line sako g of x equal to 2x plus 3. Iwa intercept is olingana no 3, which is 0 is to 3. That is the point S sub 9. Then we know x-intercept y equals 0. So we x-intercept uzafika no 0 in place of g equal to 2x plus 3. So after 2x equals minus 3, then x wako akale your minus 3 over 2. So this is the information we need for sketching of the graph. So we have all the points now. Let's plug in that info. Okay, it's fine. Must sketch apa sijonge points zethu. Point nayo 1 2 3 nale point, which is minus 3 over 2 is to 0. So go ujonga up iyachaza then kwi values ka x uno 0, 3 over 2, which is 1,5, beno 0,25. That means u2 upper is maximum number yam. So if we just sketch up, ina mefuneka ivele kakhulu 1 sabano 1 up and minus 2. So this is minus 1 and minus 2. So these are the values that nazo x-axis 1 and 2. Okay, coming to the y-axis, y no minus 3 denotes 0, denote 3, which is my x-intercept, denote 3, depende 25 over 8. 25 over 8 is 3 comma something. So I need upper y up to 3. So 1 2 3. So this is 1 2 and 3. Okay, let me use a scale of 2 here. So this is 2 4 6. Apezansi ndingabana minus 2 minus 4 and minus 6. So this is what I have. So here x-intercept, I've got 1,5. 1.5 is the midpoint between 1 and 2. So there's my x-intercept. Another x-intercept is -1. There's my -1. And my turning point is 1/4. 1/4 it's close to 0.5. So it's somewhere here. So I'll take the value by Belapal. Yes. And do y1 -3 over something. So the Belapal value, a turning point. So y-intercept yam ingubani yona. So y-intercept izawunika -3 pha. Izawunika -3, which is between 2 and 4. So le graph le izawujika somewhere here. So if siyayijoyina le graph, saba ne graph enjalo. Nansi incomele pha, which is siyibiza nga f of x le. Then we draw our straight line 2x plus 3. Sine x-intercept engu-3. Nansi x-intercept yazo pha is 3. Sine x-intercept engu-3. Sitsho siyibeke pha. Nansi ya sibe ne y-intercept engubani. Sine y-intercept engu-3, sorry. Y-intercept yapha ngu-3. I-x-intercept ibe -1,5. So x-intercept ilapha yona. Then y-intercept nansi yapha. Then we join the line. Nansi. Izihambele. So this is g of x and this is f of x. So that's what you normally do with sketching. Then bazokubuza with sketching, masokwazi ukusketcha ezi values, bakunike marks zakho. They can ask you range, they can ask you domain, but will reveal that with graph interpretation. So this is what you have to know with parabola, with sketching. They will give you equation, so you should know ba i-turning point yakho uyibala njani equation yayo. Nansi amadoda, you just have to use it. Then ubuyifumana substitute pha. Nansi ya ifumana substitute pha la value ufumana y. Then base coordinates the turning point is here. Then straight lines need only x-intercept and y-intercept. So this is y-intercept and this is x-intercept. So solve for x wakho pha. So in sketching sifuna mostly solve for x. So this is the graph for a parabola. Now let's yes guys, sikabakuthatha ngokwe-parabola. Let's take hyperbola now. Hyperbola fama ukuva makuta umuntu lo hyperactive. The word hyper means above or below. So another equation up where you have a x minus p plus q, where p and q is the vertical and horizontal asymptotes. So the asymptotes zakho is enye ikha to y, enye ikha to x. U-a wakho is the gradient for the shape also as babe sibonile ki-parabola. So that means isine nga a iyathetha. If a wakho is positive, i-graph yakho will lie in the second quadrant, in the first quadrant and third quadrant, formed by asymptote, not by x and y. So ijonge alone. So as for as the quadrants x and y. So if a wakho less than 0, it will be second quadrant and fourth quadrant, still formed by asymptotes. So in this case, when you are sketching up hyperbola, you should know one thing: you only need x and y intercept, synthesis dingayes, and asymptote points. So where asymptotes meet, zidibana apha. Now let's take a quick example which will demonstrate all what we are saying. So in this case, they will say to you f of x is equal to minus 9 over x minus 1 minus 2. They will give you such equation. And then they say sketch the graph. Sketch the graph. So these are our marks. In this sketching, they will involve x-intercept. This will divide the examiner against questions. So if you follow each other's steps, when I go balance, so it's fine. So up on a y-intercept, I like to start with the y-intercept. Y-intercept is a bit different with a parabol. Yes, x is still equal to 0, but the y-intercept is different because we don't have c up as bar, based on c with parabol. So just put 0 in place of x and punch calculator yako. Because of many values is right. So 9 divided by minus 1 is positive 9 minus 2, which is 7. So itinlendo y-intercept yako because 0 is to 7 because in place of x ufake u0. Kwi x-intercept uzaba nantoni up, uzaba no y equal to 0. So you put 0 in place of y, will be left with 9 over x minus 1 minus 2. Take 2 across the equal sign. Then you have positive 2 equal to minus 9 over x minus 1. Then cross multiply. If you are cross multiplying pa, uzofumana uba uzosala nento ezoba minus 9 equals 2 into x minus 1. That's what you'll get. Multiply by 2 both sides. So this is 2x minus 2 equal to minus 9. Take 2 across this side. Have minus 7 equal to positive 2x. Then divide by 2 both sides. So we have minus 7 over 2 equal to x. So your x-intercept becomes minus 7 over 2 is to 0. So these are the points which we will need in sketching as graph. So we only have 2 points. 7 is to 7 over 2. Okay, so in the x-axis I need minus 3,5, which is 7 over 2. In the y-axis I need positive 7. So this is my sketching now. I'm sketching this graph. So in the y-axis I need positive 7. There's my graph. In the x-axis I need negative 3 over 2. So apha icala negative andizuliveza kakhulu ku y andindingi. Ku x wam soba nevalue eziyi-3 up. And my scale will be 2 minus 6. I don't need positive x-axis, and I need, okay, let me just write it, 2, 4, 6, 8. So I have 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay, now I calculated my x-intercepts, which is 7 over 2. I calculated my y-intercept, which is 7. I need the asymptote points because with sketching we also need asymptotes. So from the graph we have x here minus 1. So if we take these asymptotes, we will have x equal to 1. So if x are negative up equation, also about positive bar. If we positive up, also about negative up. So part y and the remain the same, which is negative 2. So that's the only negative I need in the y-axis. It's minus 2. So this is my asymptote. Minus 2 goes there. And my y, it's 1. wona y wam uhamba phi? Uthi y mna ndihamba up between 0 and 2. So between 0 and 2 ndino-1 wam up. Kya. So point of intersection, which is my meeting point, apho kudibana khona i-asymptotes zam nansi. So I can call this point 1 is to minus 2. That is my asymptote point. Then now I'll plot down y-intercept and x-intercept. So x1 is negative 3,5. So there's my x. I'll put my x where? Here. Negative 3,5 close to 4. There's my x. And y1 positive 7. Now y1 pa run down. So graph is a joining line z2. It's a straight line, but so I'm going to see so up because his scales are quite accurate. But that's a straight line. So the graph cover it dash x no y. Make sure you don't go up beyond this line. As well as if you negative, you point here to the graph here to is about the first and is about the second and fourth quadrant formed by asymptotes. So if one straight the graph na le go shape, and we can say this is our p, which is 1, as we see. This is our q, which is minus 2. So that's the hyperbolic graph esinayo ku sketching. So please make sure, guys, draw a shape. Make sure if you draw this shape, i-arrows zakho ziza kwi-asymptotes. They don't go away. Sometimes ubona abantu bedraw igraph ibe ngathi iyalalithi ungazi bakwenzekani. Igraph yakho mayize arrow kwi-asymptotes. Izoziphumela shape kakuhle. Make sure uba uza towards the asymptote, not away. And in that way you will rest. Okay, so indlela esiqesha ngayo le i-hyperbola. But i-hyperbola ina two eggs of symmetry. They like to ask this thing. It's fine. It's part of sketching now. Eggs of symmetry zakho ku y equal to x plus c and y equal to minus x plus c. So if you cut the graph of hyperbola, we have to make sure we cut her from asymptote. If we cut her up, this side will be equal to this one. Or can we cut a midline, but don't go away the asymptote point. So the point layer basically pa being 1 is 2 minus 2. The point is this point. Let's dibana ku eza asymptote. So inenzeka ngoku sifuna ufumana igraph ze eggs of symmetry. We already have a gradient here. It's positive gradient, it's negative. Examiner will say calculate or find the equation of the eggs of symmetry where gradient is negative. That means that is what you have to know. But for you to find C in functions, you need a point. C is the unknown only in these equations. But where does these graphs now pass? Lo C umfumana ngale point the asymptotes. Now definitely igcine engqondweni. So the point uyisebenzisa P is to Q, of which in this case is 1 is to minus 2. So for you to find C here, your y is minus 2 and your x is 1 plus c. This side, your y is minus 2, your x is minus 1. It's 1 plus c. Then solve usiwakho, take the 1 as a map. Minus 2 minus 1 equal to c, so it's minus 3. And also ngapha, minus 2 plus 1 is c, which is minus 1. So the equation for eggs of symmetry will be x minus 3, and this one will be minus x minus 1. Then you know this is your y-intercept. Now I want to sketch the graph. This is your y-intercept. Y-intercept here minus 3, of which minus 3 and now but surely is a point below minus 2. This is my minus 4. So minus 3 upaya immediately uzohamba straight up. There's my minus 3. X-intercept, this is 0. Like where is up? izawuba ngokuthi x intercept nantsiya nayo. So le graph yona izahamba straight phaa, x of symmetry le. Then this is y equal to x plus or x minus 3. Examine iyayazi mntanam, once ube ne-positive gradient engqondweni yayo iyazi kakuhle, okay, x of symmetry le. And also this one, i-y-intercept yakho ingubani? -1, half of this, nantsiya. And the x-intercept, this is 0. When x crosses this side, it's -1. Izihamba apha nayo. So nansi le graph, nca iyazihambela. Mntanam i-examine yazi ihleli phaa phantsi, ungenzi mistake, qha ndifuna nje uyibona. So these are the equations of the x of symmetry hyperbola. So ezi two zi-symmetry equation, then ezi zi-red be-original equation, which we can say is f of x. Let's call it f. That's it, hyperbola. Now we have to take exponential. So exponential nayo ayinabuzaza, it's just a nice graph, because the exponential function is a nice graph. Nayo in equation y equals a times b to the power x. I like it this way. Before the shift, the original function yayo le, where a wako, okay, let me say plus q here, I'll leave x wako, where a wako is gradient for the shape. So a gradient yako there for the shape also. So if a wako is greater than 0, the shape yako exponential will be like this or like this. This is the case after graph yako in a positive gradient. Gradient is positive. Zombie. If a wako is less than 0, you have graph yako ime kanje okanye ime also. So also that one is exponential graph, but this sketching nas. This sketching we also need x and y intercept. X and y intercept, that's the only thing we need. X and y intercept, and also asymptote, which is vertical. Asymptote, which is vertical. So up we don't have horizontal we don't have vertical asymptote, sorry, no horizontal asymptote up, because the cut to y horizontal kama tena nglochu kya cut to y. So up asymptote just nayo ayo vertical, horizontal. So we can take any equation. Let's say for example we are to sketch the graph. We are to sketch the graph f of x is equal to 3 times 2 to the power x minus 6. They give you that graph. Already here we see graph yakimenja. I'm not interested in the shape because I don't want you to be confused. But if not from the graph yaku was ku sketch, I will not give you a lot of analysis because the focus here is sketching in this case. So if you want to sketch was try graph here. So in this case, with sketching, we need x intercept and y. So x and y intercept and asymptote. So this q is your asymptote in this equation. So equation yako yonke emekanje. If lo q akekho asymptote ngu0. If lo q khona lavile asymptote yakho. Okay, let's find y intercept. Y intercept kwenzeka ntoni? We do the same thing based on the hyperbola. Faka 0 in place of x. Xa calculator yakho madoda. Please ungayibali ngantloko. Hleze wenza mistake. So up we have 3 minus 6 because 2 to the power 0 is 1. So this is minus 3. So y intercept yako will be 0 is to negative 3. That's what we have. Y intercept. Then we x intercept. Kwenzekani? X intercept y wako ngu 0. So you put 0 in place of f of x, there's 0. Then 3 times 2 to the power x minus 6. Then you solve, take 6 across equal sign, equal to 3 times 2 to the power x. I like this equation. What you have to know to be exponential, in any graph, if lamacala kafani, if up no positive, be no negative ngapha, you should know there is no solution. You will never find the value of x in that case. So njengoba up no positive 6 this side, this bigger signs. Now positive 6 and positive 3 times 2 to the power x, I will have a solution up. If any number is different, positive and negative, forget about solution. There is no solution in that. So if signs are ziyafana, equal na solution. If signs are different, there is no solution. So no positive by 2 aba, okay, negative by 2. So if you negative by 2, also a solution. But if you negative or positive or negative, then you leave one as if one. Then 1x will have to divide by 3 both sides. So this is 2 equals 2 to the power x. When base are the same, we drop indexes. So x becomes 1. So our graph gives us 1 is to 0 as the y-intercept. Now let's sketch this graph. I have 1 x-axis, I've got negative 3 y-axis. So itilendo, the only side else have like a call for x 1, y is negative. So I can cut the graph here up peso. This is my y, this is my x. So upper I need the 2 points. So this is minus 2, minus 4 and minus 6. Then with x1 I need 1 and 2. Okay. Equation yam it asymptote yam 6. So this is my horizontal asymptote. Kanjong A1 is positive and my y-intercept is 1. So in this case I will use a different color. So y-intercept yam minus 3. There's minus 3 between 2 and 4, and my x-intercept is 1. There is 1. So I'll join these points. No matter what happens, my graph approaches asymptote. There's the shape which I need. So now the graph yako exponential or ifumeneyo. Then now we'll follow the graph interpretation. I only wanted you to know is sketching. Then the graph interpretation will be more deep, where we'll cover domain, range, shape of the graph, equations. How do you answer those questions? Then this is what we will do. But for sketching, this work ends here. Enjoy, guys. Thank you very much.